The midnight silence in Ukraine was torn by the roars of Russia's raging missile and drone onslaught. Ukrainian capital Kyiv and other Ukrainian cities came under heavy Russian assault overnight on February 12th. Kyiv Independent reported that Russia launched a nonstop ballistic missile onslaught. At 2:20 a.m. local time, Ukrainian Air Force scrambled fighters and defenses to thwart Russian ballistic missiles. But soon, the ground started shaking. A Kyiv Independent journalist on the ground reported loud explosions and sudden power outages, leaving Ukrainians freezing in the dark. A few minutes later came the drones. Russian Shahed-type killer drones swarmed the sky and attacked Kyiv. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko reported that the ballistic missiles targeted the city's infrastructure facilities. A home in the Darnitsky district was hit. But Kyiv was not the only city on Russia's target. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, Russian missiles also targeted the cities of Dnipro and Pavlohrad in Ukraine's Dnipropetrovsk Oblast. Throughout fall and winter, Russia has hammered Kyiv's critical infrastructure. Russia's assault on Ukraine's power grid has targeted not just Kyiv, but the entire country. A mass attack on February 7th damaged facilities servicing Ukraine's nuclear power plants and damaged thermal power plants far from the front lines. The strike marked Russia's worst attack on Ukraine's nuclear-connected substations throughout the full-scale war, reducing the volume of electricity generated by the country's nuclear power by around 50%. All of this as the war edges toward its fourth brutal year. Russia's latest missile barrage comes as Moscow refuses to commit to another round of peace talks proposed by the United States, as claimed by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Of Ukraine's defense. Many significant changes are currently taking place in the operations of air defense systems across various regions. In fact, the entire weight teams, interceptors, mobile fire groups, and the whole short-range air defense component operate is being completely restructured. But this is only one of the many elements of our defense that require significant changes. Changes are coming, and they are indeed coming. This also concerns the crucial control over providing the front lines with essential drones, weapons, and most importantly, sufficient personnel. It is precisely people, the people themselves, that is the most critical and fundamental issue. Training, and also the actual substantial replenishment of our brigades. The Minister of Defense of Ukraine, alongside the military command, is actively preparing and formulating crucial decisions. These are the steps that will strengthen Ukraine and effectively resolve the current issues. It is too early to make these details public now. When decisions have been 100% finalized, the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, our army, will present the details to the entire society. We are preparing society. We are preparing for two major security events this week. First, a gathering of defense ministers from nations allied with Ukraine. New support packages for our defense will be announced. The second format is the Munich Security Conference. Ukraine will participate in its work. It's important that Ukraine's messages are heard by Europe, heard by America, by all our partners.
Russian forces once again targeted Ukraine's second-largest city, Kharkiv, a day after 7 glide bombs were dropped over the Kharkiv region. At least 4 people were killed in a Russian drone attack on Kharkiv. Regional Governor Oleg Sinegubov claimed that 3 of the dead were children. In a Telegram post, he wrote that 2 one-year-old boys and a 2-year-old girl died in the attack in the town of Bogodukhov, about 60 kilometers west of Kharkiv. He also added that a 34-year-old man who was with the children in a house was also killed. A 74-year-old woman was injured and is receiving medical care. This was the second consecutive attack on Kharkiv by Russia. On February 9, the Ukrainian administration claimed that the Russian military dropped 7 glide bombs on the Derhachi community in Kharkiv Oblast. 4 bombs hit Tsupivka and 3 bombs hit Dubivtsi village, reported the local administration of Kharkiv. The Derhachi community in Ukraine is adjacent to the Russian border and is frequently attacked by Russia. In Tsupivka, the Russian bombardment damaged 50 residential houses and outbuildings. The Russian attack on Dubivtsi damaged 15 households. Meanwhile, Russian forces thwarted Ukraine's attempt to carry out a drone attack in the Volgograd region in the western part of the country. Andrei Bocharov, governor of Volgograd, announced that Russian air defense systems intercepted a Ukrainian drone attack aimed at energy infrastructure in the city of Volsky. The governor described the attack as massive, claimed damage was caused to an apartment, and noted that a fire broke out at a factory. According to him, there were no casualties. Nearly 15,000 civilians have been killed in Ukraine and more than 40,000 injured in almost 4 years of war, according to a report published early last month. With more than 2,500 civilians killed, 2023 was the deadliest year since 2022, when the war broke out.
Kharkiv and Sumy, two regions in northeastern Ukraine, are once again at the center of a rapidly shifting front line.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That is often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out Tera.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.